Good morning, I'm Akanksha Upadhyay. Let's begin with the main stories. Risk of constitutional crisis faces due to failure in timely formulation of fundamental laws. Government fails to register bills despite the deadline drawing closer. Parliamentary Hearing Committee remains indecisive over allegations against proposed Chief Justice. Experts suggest independent investigation before reaching a decision. At least 2 firefighters and 3 civilians killed in a raging wildfire in Northern California. Tens of thousands of people forced to flee their homes. And Nepalese cricket team scheduled to play 2 2020 matches in Lord's later today, taking on Marylebone and the Netherlands in the triangular series. Let's begin with the latest national political updates. It is mandatory to formulate around 31 different laws in less than 1.5 months in order to ensure constitution implementation. The bills pertaining to the laws, however, have not even reached the parliament. The risk of the country being plunged into a constitutional crisis has surfaced due to the delay in formulating essential laws. The parliament should pass 31 laws within 19th of August to implement the fundamental rights mentioned in the constitution. However, not even a single bill has been registered at the parliament in this regard. Ministry of Law, which is responsible to introduce bills, is being operated without any leadership after the resignation of erstwhile Law Minister Sher Bahadur Tamang. Despite saying that 15 laws have been drafted, the then Law Minister submitted resignation without registering them in the Parliament. Meanwhile, the remaining 16 laws have not even been drafted. The government has already fell short of deadline to endorse the laws related to statute implementation via parliamentary proceedings. In general, there is a trend of holding discussions in the Parliament before sanctioning any law. However, the thematic committees of the Federal Parliament are yet to be formed. Differences between the ruling and the opposition parties has continued over the distribution of thematic committees. Experts of parliamentary affairs are of the view that the weak leadership of the Speaker along with other office bearers of the Parliament has led to the delay in forming the required committees. If works are to move ahead in the same pace, it will not only affect the implementation of fundamental rights, but the overall politics is at risk of falling into constitutional dispute. Now, the parliamentary hearing of proposed Chief Justice Deepak Raj Joshi concluded last Thursday. The Joint Committee of the Federal Parliament has, however, remained indecisive over his appointment. Another meeting of the committee has been slated for tomorrow to forge a decision on Joshi. Legal experts have, however, called a thorough investigation before reaching any decision, citing that the complaints and questions raised by lawmakers against Joshi are quite serious. Complaints including abuse of public property and compromising justice on cases related to corruption and revenue embezzlement, among others, have been lodged against proposed Chief Justice Joshi at the Parliament Hearing Committee. Lawmakers raised questions about the allegations levelled on him during the hearing. Joshi, however, shied away from responding on most of the allegations. Joshi, in the meantime, argued that it was not in the jurisdiction of the lawmakers to raise questions on some of the cases were under consideration at the court. Questions have also been raised about Joshi's academic credentials. Lawmakers themselves resorting to such allegations has not only made the cases serious, but has also exposed the future of the leadership at the country's judiciary. Many lawmakers expressed their disappointment over Joshi's refraining from making any remark on most of the allegations. Joshi, however, would be appointed as the Chief Justice in case 1/3 of the hearing committee members endorse his recommendation. Experts have warned that the entire judiciary could plunge into controversy if the endorsement process moves ahead in haste without further independent investigation, as the allegations against him are now public. Now, Nepal Communist Party's chairman duo KP Sharma Oli and Pushpa Kamal Dahal have flayed Nepali Congress, saying that the main opposition has been exhibiting undemocratic character in recent times. Addressing a program organized by the Engineer Association affiliated with the ruling party, the chairman too alleged Nepali Congress of moving ahead in undemocratic manner due to absence of any political agenda. They also noted that Nepali Congress was shaken following unification between the two leftist forces. Both the leaders also accused Nepali Congress of making the fast unto death protest of Dr. Govinda Kesi and the case of Ganga Maya as its political agenda. Having spent most of the speech against the main opposition, Oli and Dahal claimed that the government would take forward the journey of development and prosperity. The Engineers Associations affiliated to the then CP and UML and Maoist Center merged yesterday after the unification of the two parties. With this, we'll take a short break here. For more news, stay with us. Welcome back. The government spent around 3.5 billion rupees last year for construction of roads in Kathmandu. The condition of roads, however, remains the same in major risk-prone areas in the capital. Sorry state of the capital roads continue to remain the same amidst government's continued indifference and lack of coordination among concerned authorities. This is the capital's four-way intersection at Samakhushi. A girl was swept away by a drainage flood last year at the same location. Following the incident, the metropolis had fenced around 30-meter area around the incident site. However, the remaining area has still been left open. Nothing was done this year to improve the roads in Jamal and Putali Sadak, among other places in the capital that are inundated even during normal rainfall. Roads are painted overnight whenever a foreign VIP guest visits the country. However, many road sections in the capital have remained to be in dilapidated condition despite frequent accidents that put the public life at risk. Ironically, more than a dozen government departments are assigned to work on the roads in the capital. However, any improvement has remained a far cry due to persistent lack of coordination among these authorities. The metropolis, which is assigned with the responsibility of taking care of roads of less than 8 meters width, has been repeatedly escaping from its responsibility in the pretext of jurisdiction. Furthermore, the mechanism made last year to improve the condition of roads in the capital is nowhere to be seen. Not even the government has any idea about its status. It is still uncertain that how long the public are to bear the brunt due to the continued indifference of the local level and the government towards improving the condition of the roads in the capital. Most of the foreign tourists coming to Nepal visit the capital's Tamil area at least for once. Despite being a place of attraction for the visitors from around the world, the Tamil area, however, has turned messy due to muddy and dilapidated roads in the recent times. In this context, we asked the pedestrians in the area how has the damaged and slippery roads affected their travel. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
I came here 2 weeks ago when they were laying the drains, and I see a big progress with the street and how it's coming along. Still a bit muddy though.
यो त भन्ने मात्र हो, सरकारले नि पर्यटन वर्ष भन्छ, टुरिज्म इयर्स मनाउने भन्छ, ठमेलको बाटो यस्तो छ।
अब यो भनेको त वैदेशिक तपाईले भने जस्तो पर्यटनीय क्षेत्र भएको कारणले चाँडोभन्दा चाँडो बनाउनु पर्ने हो नि त यो। अब हेर्नु त आँखा अगाडि नै छ। कति महिना भयो होला यो? वर्ष दिन भयो? बेसी भइसक्यो होला हैन? अहिलेसम्म यस्तै छ।
अब यस्तो पर्यटकहरू हिँड्ने मेन बाटो नै हुँदाखेरि अनुभव राम्रो हुने त कुरै भएन। अब यस्तो बेजत्नी अब
if it is little moderate, that would be more better and convenient for us, and we like to come here more and more again and again.
But I think it's better than the last time I came, and the last time I came was like 2-3 months back. At that time it was a mess. There was dust and everything. It's way better, but I think yes, it's still very problematic. It's very uncomfortable and not like you don't want to go out.
I think that these roads can be better for not only the tourists, for Nepal people.
The rural region and deprived community are yet to be benefited by the soft loan program introduced by Nepal Rashtra Bank for the earthquake victims. Despite the availability of soft loan for construction of residential facilities, of the 807,000 families, only 1,000 families have been benefited so far. The April 2015 earthquake caused losses of thousands of human lives and properties worth millions in 31 districts. A total of 807,000 families had to build new houses. The central bank had decided to provide soft loans without any interest rate for reconstruction of those private residential facilities. However, arrangement was made to provide loans through banks at an interest rate of 2%. Despite the soft interest rate, the requirement to pay back the loan within 2 years and application of the higher rate in case of failure to do so means the real victims have not been able to reap benefits from the provision. According to Rashtra Bank, only 1,011 people have utilized the soft loan. It has been observed that the Rashtra Bank's program has failed to provide relief to many of the valuation of collaterals in rural region unless and the income sources appear inadequate to pay the loan back within 2 years. It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Your question: why has the soft loan program for the earthquake victims not been effective? Your options are A, complicated procedure, B, lack of information, and C, lack of efforts from banks. The voting for the question is on. You can type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Risk of constitutional crisis surfaces due to failure in timely formulation of fundamental laws. Government fails to register bill despite the deadline drawing closer. Parliamentary Hearing Committee remains indecisive over allegations against proposed Chief Justice. Experts suggest independent investigation before reaching a decision. At least 2 firefighters and 3 civilians killed in a raging wildfire in Northern California. Tens of thousands of people forced to flee their homes. And Nepalese cricket team scheduled to play 2 2020 matches in Lords later today, taking on Marylebone and the Netherlands in the triangular series. That's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur TV HD for more news and entertainment. Have a good day.